Remember, he was only 178 points behind coming in. Timothy Peters had a pretty substantial lead coming into this race.
You'd have to almost guess too that Timothy Peters will suffer a pit road penalty here. He didn't have any idea how fast he was going when he come on the pit road. No tack to judge off of. So
I think that's going to be the least of his worries. Though it looks like, I would assume he's going to try to. They are reaching in there to change the battery. The battery is right in front of the left rear tire, so that'll take him a lap or two probably to change that, Ray.
Yeah, it is going to take a bit of a time here, Phil. And right behind him, the number 31 of James Busher gives up a top 5 running position on the racetrack. They're going to go with 4 tires around on the Wolfpack Rental Chevrolet. Busher said, I really like the way it's rolling through the corners. I'm just a little bit loose coming off of turn 4. They've got gas in it, 4 tires, and James Busher back to the track. Meanwhile, the 17 continues to sit here while they do this battery change. Could be 2, maybe even 3 laps they'll be down before Peters is able to fire it back up.
Ricky Carmichael's going to give up a top 10 run to head towards pit road here on lap number 85.
Check out those two battling for position inside the top 10. Mike Skinner and Mike Dillon.
Adam Alexander.
Ricky Carmichael today driving the same truck he had at Atlanta when he finished 6th. That is his career best. They will go with 4 tires under the green flag and make sure they top it off with fuel. Carmichael's green flag pit stop coming at lap 86. Ray?
Well, down here on the 17, Adam, they're not quite sure what the problem is now. There's a chance that it may be an ignition issue. Timothy said his voltmeter just jumped back up. The motor is turning over. They are pumping gas, but some reason there's no fire. So they think maybe it's an ignition issue. There is a crew member in the window there taking a look at that box. Hensley continues to coach him on the radio here. They don't think it's a carburetor problem, but no power at all for the 17. We'll keep you updated once they find out what the issue is.
Ray, he ran 56 laps from his last pit stop. Do you think maybe his fuel pickup may not be in the right place and he just ran out of gas?
Jeff Hensley doesn't think it's a fuel issue, but again, they're looking over the electrical on the dash right now. We'll see what they have to say, Phil, and get back to you.
There's Kenny Schrader diving on the inside of Mike Skinner. That's the 6th spot he's taken away. There's a top 5 run right out ahead of Schrader. Austin Dillon's riding along in the 5th spot. So as Schrader's getting more and more used to this truck and what he's doing, don't you love that kind of philosophy, that approach? He's taking his time. Now he's turning up the heat.
Austin Dillon comes off the racetrack, as does Mike Skinner, and they're trying to push the 17.
And Rick, remember, they can only push them 3 pit stalls. That's the new rule in NASCAR. So they've got to push them backwards now. And again, the laps just continue to click by as they work on it. Let's go down to the other end of pit road and Adam.
Lap 88 when the pit board goes out for the 2 trucks you see left of your screen. Austin Dillon and Mike Skinner. Skinner with a brand new race truck has battled it all afternoon, but he's hoping to get a top 5 finish. He will get 4 tires fuel, and they will make a slight adjustment. A handful of pit stalls in front of him. You see Austin Dillon trying to record a top 5 here today after starting in the 5th spot. He has gotten better and better as the afternoon continues. Both drivers get their service wrapped up, and they will pull away.
We saw the 17 get rolling, Rick.
Yeah, they actually started it in reverse, got it fired up. He put it back in first, took off a different direction, and we go back to pit road.
And down on this end, Rick, the 81 is on pit road. Remember, David Starr changed 2 tires on his first pit stop, so it'll be a 4-tire change this time for the PC Myler Toyota. And guess what? Too fast entering for the 17 of Timothy Peters, so trouble just continues for our point leader. He'll have a pass-through coming down this end. Now back to Adam.
Lap 90 brought Ken Schrader to pit road. It also brought Eric Almirola. Their services complete. Left of your screen, leader Johnny Sauter is on the pit lane. His crew chief, Joe Shear Jr., said, run it as hard as you can. Build up a big lead that will help us on this cycle of green flag pit stops. No adjustments for the 13. 4 tires fuel. They wipe the grill. His service complete at lap 91, and now a hang-up on the right side. A little bit of a delay for the leader.
You can see that 3 truck, Phil, coming down pit road there. That's Austin Dillon. He was in the top 5. He got a speeding penalty on pit road and had to serve a service penalty just then.
Brian Eichler on pit road now as well.
That's Johnny Benson.
Johnny Benson,
truck.
Yeah. Brian Eichler still in the 18th. In the 18 truck is our leader, and he is pulling onto pit road now. Adam Alexander.
Johnny Sauter, right of your screen, getting his service at lap 91. Left of your screen, Brian Eichler inherited the lead when Johnny Sauter made his green flag pit stop. They reminded him several times, do not speed. Eichler, a youngster, still very capable of a mental mistake, although he's driven like a veteran here this afternoon. It will be a 4-tire change. No big changes for Brian Eichler on the chassis. Left side tires will go on as well. And now you see Ron Hornaday making his pit stop. He had actually pitted under caution some 14 laps after these guys, but he didn't want to be out of sequence on tires, so he comes to pit road at lap 92. His green flag service also being completed.
We got a tire monkey out front now. Mario Gosselin leading the race.
Heck yeah. It's a good-looking truck, too, leading the race. Mario's been steady. He started back in the 20s, worked his way up into the low teens before this round of pit stops started. And now through pit strategy, he's got the MyTireMonkey.com truck out front.
What a great story for Mario Gosselin. Started out in the Truck Series, just did whatever he could do. He did whatever races what he could with the money, and then the Tire Monkey people came on board here. Full-time sponsor this year for Mario Gosselin, doing a great job, Ray.
And Phil, he almost had to pit under green a while ago, completely out of sequence, because he had a piece of debris on the front of the grill, and the water temperature went through the roof on that number 12 truck. But he was able to pull right up on the back of another truck, and that dislodged the debris, so he was able to stay on the racetrack. But just about trouble, and now Mario will come to the pits right now to get service here on lap number 93. And we expect in just 2 or 3 more laps, Todd Bodine will also be on his way down pit road to give up a top 5 position.
You know, you're right, Phil. Watching what this guy, Mario Gosselin and Tire Monkey, have done together, they've just taken and worked it out. You know, he's here every week competing, contending, and Tire Monkey, excuse me, used to be My Tire Monkey. They changed it because we called it Tire Monkey, and now they call it Tire Monkey, and I'm saying my. So, but they've got a sponsorship deal now, and that truck's competitive. They've moved into a position where they can contend, and that's just a great story for Mario Gosselin and that whole team.
Yeah,
another great story.
Same story for the 07 of Tony Jackson Jr., who has scored as our leader, and now coming on to pit road for his service. That'll hand over the lead to the 63 of Jack Smith.
He was your spotlight, wasn't he, Michael?
Yeah, he's had an eventful day. You know, he was in a crash, but was able to survive that, and now finds himself leading the race.
Talk about that 63 and the fact that it has been involved in the Camping World Truck Series since its inception in 1995. Actually, the only team that has run every single year for the Camping World Truck Series.
Oh, we got trouble in turn 3.
Sliding up the racetrack into the wall. There's contact made.
Oh, Brett finally got into the wall.
That is Jennifer Jo Cobb once again in the 10. Just coming into turn number 3, got sideways, chased it all the way up the racetrack and into the wall.
I was watching the accident as it happened live. Brett Butler just dove on down into turn 3 on the inside of Jennifer. I don't think she knew he was there. They collided, and into the wall Brett went.
Brett had such a good run going. You see a lot of damage to that 47 Fuel Doctor truck.
Certainly the run of the year for that young man. He had that thing in the top 20. Jennifer's truck was wounded, and I don't think she saw Brett coming. He went for a hole, and she closed the door.
So 2 trucks involved in this, our 6th caution of the day. We're going to be trying to get a glimpse of what happened from Todd Bodine's vantage point.
Watch the closing speed. I don't know if you can tell from this angle, but Brett's really running a lot faster than Jennifer. They get to the corner. He dives for the bottom, and she turns in on him.
Yeah, he's all the way down to the white line. I think you're exactly right. She did not know he was there. He almost saved it there, and right at the very last second, he ran out of racetrack and made some pretty good contact with the outside safer barrier.
Second incident that Jennifer Jo Cobb has been involved in. You see that they've done a lot of work to that truck to get it back out on the racetrack, and now more contact with the wall in 3 and 4, and Jennifer Jo Cobb will take the truck back behind the wall. The O'Reilly Auto Parts 250 continues from Kansas Speedway here on Speed. Welcome back to the O'Reilly Auto Parts 250. You can see the rain way back in the distance behind the grandstands as the field continues. Yeah, we say way back in the distance as the field continues around this 1.5-mile racetrack. Right.
Rick wanted to give you a quick update on the number 30, Todd Bodine. They came in on lap number 98, pulled a rubber out of the right rear, made a big air pusher swing. Todd had said that his truck was very pushy loose, and also went down on the track bar. Now Todd had just gotten back onto the lead lap, and they make that pit stop right there, so he